Hey guys, Scott Adams here again. So hopefully people had a great Thanksgiving. And what I'm hearing lately, in this week so far, are a lot of questions around why we get chargebacks. Like, why a merchant, especially a newer merchant to selling online, and what's causing all these chargebacks. We think we have a good product, we've got a great website, we have anti-fraud tools up front, and pre-authorization, but then they still see chargebacks. So one of the things I think merchants often forget is to really dive into the transactions that those chargebacks come in on. So, because everybody focuses so heavily on the chargeback rate, which is calculated based on when the chargeback comes in. They forget that there's transactions associated with those chargebacks. So, a lot of the CRMs and tools have ways to connect these, but others don't. And sometimes it's just hard to figure out. And so what I often like to do is, as a merchant, is say, look at each chargeback as a transaction. So look at the transactions it's associated with. See what the time frame is. That could be right there. It could be something. Look and see why these, what could have been going on during that time. Was it really busy? Were there server errors? Was customer service overloaded? But another thing that often happens, though, is you look at maybe your subscription. And so maybe you're selling a nutraceutical product or something, and you've got your initial sale, but then you have the recurring transactions that continuously, every month you're billed, or every few weeks or something like that. And so that's another important distinction, is take your chargebacks and figure out your chargeback rate on recurring versus initial, and just those two numbers. But then also do the same thing on recurring month 1, 2, 3, etc. Also, if you're doing recycling, so maybe it fails on rebuild 2, then you try again. Or any kind of time there's retries, do chargeback rates around those too. And so you just drill down more and more, and you'll start to find patterns. Now, I mentioned in the write-up something about low-hanging fruit. So one thing that I think can be really helpful is to look again at that first thing. Is it initial or is it recurring? And that transaction that you got charged back. And so let's say it's initial. So initial gives you a clue, right? So that tells you that probably something was not clear in your offer. So one place, and like I said, I deal a lot with the nutraceutical world, or just really in a lot of subscription companies. And when you look at an order page, you should immediately know that this is a subscription and what you're paying. And so maybe a good test would be have somebody totally unrelated to your industry take a look at your order page and go through it and tell you, okay, what's this going to cost? Or get someone less computer literate. Get your mom to go and check out your website and find out what does that person think they're going to be charged. I've done this countless times where I'll look at order pages, and I might place an order, which I do a lot, to check the descriptors and things too. And I won't have any idea how that dollar amount that got charged was calculated. Right there, that's not good, right? So that's going to happen more if you're getting a lot of initial transaction. So that's more like around dollar amount, around what was going to be charged. Now then, if you're seeing a lot more chargebacks on the subscription, look at the timing. Is it the first rebill? That probably means it wasn't clear that you were going to charge them again. Make sure that's super clear. And then if it's a further rebill down the road, that's more often people forget. But this all goes along with, so first order page, does it have super clear pricing so that there's no way the consumer won't know what they're going to be paying? And then, second, kind of the next step on rebill 1, did they know it was a subscription and when they were going to be charged and how much? And then if it's further down the road, again, it's probably forgotten. So did you communicate well? Did the service continue to work? Did fulfillment happen on time regularly? So do these kind of things, and hopefully you can quickly lower your chargeback rate. And if you need any help, let us know. Thanks.